This episode of the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast is brought to you by the Podcast Reach System. Are you ready to exponentially reach more profitable customers? Launching and hosting your own show is your proven best solution for networking, client attraction, and establishing your celebrity expert brand. Visit www.podcastreachsystem.com and claim your rightful place as the leading star of your industry so you make a difference for your community, market, and audience. Welcome to the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast. Join us as we celebrate entrepreneurs, business creators, and brilliant minds who reveal what they are doing to make the world a better place by being part of it. Be sure to visit our website at www.brilliancepluspassion.com. While you're there, subscribe to us via your favorite network. Now sit back, lean in, tune in, get your notepad and 2 pens ready, and let's get started.
My name is Adam Homey. I'm your host, and I am honored by your wise decision to tune in and invest in yourself today. We have with us today Nichelle Miller, who is a life coach, empowerment coach, and pageant queen. There's so much you can discover about her, and you can find out at her website, which is www.nichellemiller.com. Also, I encourage you to visit our website at www.brilliancepluspassion.com if you're not already there, and find this episode and use that to learn more about her. She has a very impressive bio. It's all in the show notes, along with the invitation you're going to see at the end. But with that, let's dive in. Nichelle, welcome aboard. So great to have you here today.
Thank you so much. Great to be here.
All right. So as our listeners know, we kind of rapid fire through this. It's about a 15-minute conversation. And a lot of this is focused on fun facts and getting to know Nichelle. So let's go straight into that. The first question is, how does the work you do make the world a better place for your clients, customers, and the world at large?
Yeah, well, life coaching and empowerment coaching really just encourages a person and supports them in being the best version of themselves. And I believe when we're the best version of ourselves, we're the best version that we can give to everyone else in the world. So it's kind of a pay it forward cycle. We're helping other people to become their best selves. And we just keep the cycle going of paying it forward in love and excitement. So
Right. So this is going to be a good question. What is it that you actually do?
I wonder that myself, Adam.
Yeah. You're having had a chance to explore what you do a bit. I see you're quite the polymath. You have a lot of things going on. So that's why I'm asking you to describe it in your own words as best you can.
Yeah, it's really helping people hone in their goal setting. It sometimes involves career coaching. Sometimes just really helping a person figure out, what is my purpose? What do I want to do? What would bring me overall happiness?
Oh, great. What are a few questions, a few of the FAQs, so to speak, that people bring to you as they're going through their process of deciding to work with you?
How much does it cost? What's the difference between a life coach and a therapist? And then what will I do for them? What's the advantage or the benefit?
Right. What do you wish they would ask?
How they will grow in this process, because it's really about them and the work that they put into it. How do they measure success? How will they know that they've been successful in this process? And how long does this take?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's pretty good. And, depending on what somebody's doing, whether it's life coaching, hypnotherapy, or any of those types of modalities, it's sometimes hard to say how long will this take, because it really depends on the end user. As coaches, and I'm a coach as well to a certain degree, we have responsibility to the people we serve, but we're not responsible for the people we serve.
Exactly.
If that makes sense.
Yes.
Yeah. You see what I'm talking about here. Now, you do some work in the beauty pageant industry too, I believe. So just tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I actually started my pageant journey as a pageant coach. My
Uh-huh.
main career is in human resources and interviewing. So I started as a pageant judge / coach, and then flipped the tables and became a contestant and national queen. So
Oh,
it's a lot of the same, applying my systems to myself in order to be
yeah.
successful. Yeah.
Great, great, great. Now, let's shift gears for a minute. And let me ask you a few things that will help our listeners get to know Nichelle as a person. This is where we get to have a lot of fun.
Okay, good.
All right. So, first of all, what would people who know you, including, hi, Mom, those people who are watching right now, be surprised to learn about you?
Gosh.
True confessions.
I know there's so much. There's so much. Um, a lot of people would, well, this is one thing that a lot of people don't know or would be surprised to know. I was a very successful soccer coach for several years. I'm state licensed, took several teams to championships, and I've never played a day of soccer in my life. But I never told my teams that. I just I just coached them, and we were
Wow.
successful. Yeah, never played.
That's going to be in the top 10 if I ever go through all these responses and rank them.
Yeah, I never played a day in my life. Coach boys and girls, have trophies for days, and we were successful. So yeah.
You coached a successful soccer team, and you yourself have never played soccer.
Never in my life. I've coached I've coached littles, I've coached high school, and I've coached junior college. And
Okay. Pause. Anybody who's watching this who's concerned about imposter syndrome, you don't have to worry anymore. Now I'm not calling you an imposter. I'm making the point that quite simply that you don't have to necessarily be perfect to help others.
exactly. But one of my mottos is, why not me? Somebody has to do it. Why not me?
Yeah.
And go for it.
Uh-huh. Now, one of my mentors used to say, somebody's got to be a jerk here. It might as well be me. So I guess that works both ways too.
Exactly.
Yeah. So let's go. The next thing is, what do you hope people say about you when you're not around to hear it?
I hope people say that I've impacted them in a positive manner or left the world a better place in some capacity.
Yeah. If you could go back in time and change something you've experienced, something you've done, something that happened, what would it be and why?
Aside from being taller than 5'2",
Okay.
that's my ultimate. I wouldn't change anything. And I've thought about this a lot, but everything that I've been through has contributed to who I am and what I bring to the world. So if I hadn't had those experiences, I wouldn't have that. So I wouldn't change anything.
I've said, growing up myself, I was that kid that my idea of extracurricular activities was going to the library and reading encyclopedias.
Yes.
Okay, that's a positive. And as adults, like, yeah, oh man, you were really cool, man. Well, it was kind of the opposite back then. So what I think, if you were to ask me this question, I have a lot of things that I actually would change. One of which would be is I would have taken that $3,000 when it was offered to me, and I would have quit my damn job 8 months sooner. And I've told that story on several other episodes. I encourage our listeners to go find it. But the other thing, in thinking about that, if I were to take my experiences have made me who I am approach, it's the fact that I felt like nobody listened to me and nobody cared what I thought. And if I expressed an opinion that was different from somebody else's, I was automatically wrong. And how dare me even speak up has helped me to be in a place where I will, without, just doing it for the sake of being ridiculous, like going around to all 37 people at the meeting, ask them what they think when some of them don't have speaking roles. But when you have situations where there are different points of view, to make sure that everybody feels heard. Because even if they don't get their way, sometimes if they just feel heard, that makes a big difference. It's a difference between they were part of a process versus they were pushed around and told what to do or what to think or what to feel.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that, so if
But
I were to take that approach, that's kind of what I would lean on. And I've been told twice today alone that I make a good consultant, which is great because I'm a consultant, and it comes from my ability to assess situations. And although I'm not doing so good with this kitty right now, this is Princess Alessandra. She is my production supervisor. And I could tell that she was about to get a little rowdy, so I wanted to pick her up and hold her for just a minute so that I can get her to sit down calmly, which she is now doing.
Smart. I have a Yorkie that's
there we go.
all over, so I understand.
There we go. Hang on one second. All right. So what she did do is she muted my speakers. Yeah, she and her first sister, Princess Stella Juliana, are listed in the credits for our episodes, so they have an official role here.
Okay.
If somebody wants to say something about me bringing my cat on here, well, she works here, and they call it furniture for a reason.
Cute.
Yeah.
And I love the names. Princess. I mean, it's so royal. Love it.
Yeah. Princess Alessandra and Princess Stella, spelled Purrincess.
Oh.
Alessandra here likes to cuddle. Stella likes to be held. But they don't like the opposite things. So you saw I tried to hold her, and she only let me do it for like 5 seconds.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So what famous person, alive or dead, would you like to meet? And what questions would you have for them if you had the opportunity?
It's a great question. I would love to meet Maya Angelou. And I would really I know there's so much about her life story out there, but really just kind of what kept her pushing day by day. What was some of her inspiration? I know a lot of it is life-based, but just kind of what kept her going and encouraged. She did so many things. She was a dancer. She was a writer. She was a poet. I mean, she's done so many things. And I love how she evolved based on her gifts. So just kind of wanting to hear more about her story and what encouraging thoughts she would have for me.
Right. What motivates and inspires you to keep going when you're having a tough time or facing a challenge?
My family, and really just wanting to leave a legacy, not so much of wealth, because that's not happening, but just of greatness, and just that, we are put on this planet for a purpose and to help someone else and to instill that upon them. So when I'm feeling like, remembering what I want to leave behind for them encourages me.
Right. Exactly. I think that's fantastic. Now, I know that you have an invitation for our listeners, and I will share that with the audience. But in general, right now, what is one action that you would encourage our listeners to take as soon as they finish streaming this episode?
I would like for them to make a list of 3 things, goals, dreams, visions, whatever, that are kind of on their bucket list or they've always wanted to do and never have done, and why they haven't, or why they think they haven't. And one reason or one way they can overcome that. And if they can't, they need to tune in to my website.
All right. Well, that is actually the invitation, which is for those who see the video version of this, you can see it on your screen right now. If you're on our website at www.brilliancepluspassion.com on the post that's about this episode, you can see it in the show notes. If you're out jogging, I will say it out loud one time. It's www.NichelleMiller.com, and that's spelled N as in Nicholas, ICHELLE Miller.com. In case you haven't heard me say it 20 times, her name is Nichelle, not Michelle. So NichelleMiller.com. And when you visit that website, you will see for yourself the opportunity, and this is something that I would encourage you to take up on, is a 30-minute coaching session. Her time is very limited, and she is making this very, very, very generous offer that we don't see very often. So I encourage you very strongly to go to her website and take her up on that. That especially, and this is why I hit pause earlier, if you're feeling some imposter syndrome, because if she can lead multiple soccer teams to championships and win trophies without having played soccer herself, whatever that is that's holding you up, she can help you find a path through. So again, that's www.NichelleMiller.com. With that, Nichelle, thank you so much for being with us today. It's been an honor, and believe me, in education.
Thank you, Adam. And I love the work you're doing, and thanks for having me on.
Thank you for tuning into the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast, where we celebrate entrepreneurs, business creators, and brilliant minds who are making a difference for their community, market, and audience. Remember to visit our website at www.brilliancepluspassion.com and enjoy even more great episodes like this one. Again, while you're here, subscribe to us via your favorite network. We look forward to seeing you next time on the Brilliance Plus Passion podcast.